Welcome to Hockey Nights in Vegas. My name is Eddie Rivkin. This episode, I'm joined by apparently Canada's top supermodel endorsing every possible product for the great country of Canada, Sarina Taylor. Yes.
I like the words. You had me at supermodel, Eddie. We're going to get along just fine today, I think, momentarily anyway.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're going to get pumped up real fast when you get to my first topic.
Jesus, so, really?
Yeah. So this episode, like all the others, is brought to you by my very good friend, Dr. John Pierce at Ageless Forever, www.agelessforever.net. Concierge medicine at its very finest. I mean, aside from the garb, you look a little lethargic. So our first topic, I want to work at getting your blood pressure up.
I am lethargic. I'm tired.
You are a little
lethargic. I'm very tired.
So I read an article today that said that there's a growing movement to change the name of the Stanley Cup to the Bettman Championship because of all because all of the great work that Gary Bettman has done as commissioner of the NHL. Sarina, I'd like your comment on that.
I know you're full of shit.
No, I swear to God. No. I'm on the life of Giannina and Sinatra. I read this.
No, there's no way that's accurate. I'm not giving that energy. Like, there's no way.
Come on. You're not buying in?
No, 100%.
Why? What's wrong with Gary?
Because I know you're full of shit.
No, I swear to you.
No way.
No, I've lied to you in the past. I could admit to that. But this time, you've met my cats, right? You know how important they are to me. I read that there are people who think that the Stanley Cup should be renamed the Bettman Championship based on his time as commissioner of the NHL.
No, I'm not. I want to get wound up about that because I know that's what you want.
Well, because you're lethargic. I'm trying to get the blood going.
No, there's just no way that will ever happen. There's no way. They did such an injustice to the league and to whatever when they got rid of the conferences, when they got rid of the named divisions. I mean, what the fuck is the Metropolitan? Like, what was wrong with the Norris division? You know what I mean? When they got rid of all that stuff, they won't do it. The only person that would do that would be Gary Bettman himself, because he's the only idiot that's made any of these decisions. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I can't. I just don't have the energy for that donkey right now. I just can't. Yeah. I knew you were looking for it.
Dump.
But no.
Okay. No, nothing.
No, I don't.
Want to hear a joke?
Yes.
The French Olympic Committee.
We were all like, what? They're like...
You got to set it up.
Right. So they banned their player.
They, not the Olympic Committee.
Correct.
The French.
The French
Olympic
country.
Committee.
Yeah. The French Olympic Committee banned their own player for fighting.
That's not why they banned him.
Oh, wait. Why'd they ban him?
For the big celebration.
Oh, yeah.
Sportsmanlike conduct when he left the ice.
But
it was part of the fight.
Right. There's a lot of shit I have never seen in my entire life at these Olympics.
Oh, it's stunning.
Including the curling fight, which we can get to if you want.
No, curling's on the list, actually.
And I was shocked. I've never even thought of that. The funny thing is, though, it doesn't really surprise me, because if a country's like, you're not going to act like that and make an embarrassment, because let's be honest, as much as people want to pick on Tom Wilson didn't really start that. He's not going to start shit in a 10-2 game. That was started by that French player, and it was, blah, 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 and then off they went, but he was showboating. It's like you're losing
10-2.
Yeah, we fucking laid a dime on you, and you're going to go off the ice and against Tom Wilson, who, let's be honest, if this wasn't the Olympics, would have put you in your grave.
Well, that's what I want to. Now the guy that he did this young fella's name is Pierre Crinon, I guess. He's a fairly big fella, 6'4", 220 pounds. But let's be honest, Tom Wilson would have murdered him if he would have said, I'm going to take the game misconduct and the suspension, which is, the IOC front. Their position is that fighting in hockey is counterintuitive to the game, and it's an automatic game misconduct with the opportunity of supplemental judgment. Now, there are plenty of idiots online who talked about, oh, this guy got, he ragdolled Tom Wilson and this and that. Let's be perfectly clear. Okay. And I don't care for Tom Wilson much as a player, but I would take him on my team every single day and twice on Sunday. If Tom Wilson would have decided that he wanted to take the extra game suspension, there would have been a funeral at the Olympics. A funeral. There would have been a dead French guy on the ice. They wouldn't have had to they would have just put the sheet over him, put him on the stretcher, right? And listen, Tom is not a fellow who's, prone to self-control. It's not his jam. He's been suspended 6 or 7 times, got up to 20 games, right? He would have murdered that French guy.
And he did show restraint.
And he showed, I was sitting there watching and going, oh my God, there's going to be a murder at the Olympics. And then I realized that, holy shit, he's 33. He might have grown up and realized he's there to win a medal. And having him be suspended, it would have been the quarterfinal, if not further, because they have unlimited, power of suspend. They could have thrown him out the rest of the games, right? But, come on, dude. They hung a fucking 10-pack on you. You pull down a guy, arguably, he's a top 5 guy in sluggers in the NHL, you'd say. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. The Olympic Committee said, take the game misconduct. They banned them the rest of the games, which was today because they got boat raced and they are no more. But this symbolic show of, you cannot, I want to do a French accent, but I don't have one. But I want to have the hat and the twirly mustache. Come on. Just stop. He embarrassed himself, elbowing Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon laughed, right? Unfortunately, we'll never get the quotes of what they were saying in the locker room afterward. We said it for them. But the French International Olympic Committee, that's the example that you want to make. Stop. Right, just stop.
Well, the weird thing about the whole thing is, what was he trying to accomplish? Like, you were going to try to get Tom Wilson, and fair enough, you think you can bait a guy like that. There's a good chance you might be able to. But I said this last week, and I've been saying it to a lot of people when they've been questioning certain players on Canada's team or whatever. The second you put that maple leaf on, you turn into a completely different person. You are a team guy. You are your country is first. So like even Binnington got cranked in a game. I don't know if you were watching.
Yeah, and he skated away.
And he told his defenseman to back off of the fight. Like, I knew right there, because everyone's like, oh, what's Binnington going to do? And what fucking Drew Doughty's on this team? I'm like, I am telling you with everything in my being, they're going to be fine because it's different. And when Binnington got hit, I forget who. Oh, it was Thomas Harley, I think, was back for Canada. And I'm surprised. And Harley went to go, and Binnington goes, I'm fine, let it go. The restraint.
In an NHL game, he would have swung his stick at him and got 10. And
Binnington would have.
Yeah, because he's got special Olympic sedatives.
Yeah, Binnington he can be a loose cannon, and I don't blame him. If I was a goaltender, I'd be nuts too, because goalies get the shaft a lot. But also, too, he showed restraint. He told Thomas Harley to back off. That was probably a Binnington we've never seen and will probably never see again. But that's okay. It's different when you're in the NHL. It's a job when you're in the NHL. This is your job.
It's a paycheck.
Yeah, correct. This is not a paycheck. This is more for pride, right? But some of the things that I've seen, those are 2 examples of like, what? But I'm not really surprised, to be honest. I'm not really surprised. Like, Wilson stood up and he did what he had to do,
well, but when he got loose and skated around behind the linesman, and the other guy kind of.
What broadcast? I'm assuming you don't get to watch the CBC broadcast.
No.
So I don't know if it's the same camera angles or not. But after MacKinnon got hit behind the net,
which was an egregiously dirty hit,
terrible. They showed Tom Wilson, and he was looking at that French bench, and you could tell this guy has got a bug up his ass. He's pissed. I'm surprised he didn't do more. Like, I'm surprised he didn't try to get away with a little bit more, but he just kind of stood his own and let it happen. So,
but those people who think that he got ragdolled, stop it.
People are stupid. We know that.
That's the prevailing thing. People are stupid. Want to hear the second joke?
Yes.
The IIHF, the Hockey Federation. The boards were black. Did you notice that?
Yeah, like with no...
The boards were black. Dark.
Well, I saw the...
color's the puck?
Well, no, but I didn't see the black boards. I just saw the Olympic stuff around it.
Yeah, but all dark. What color are the boards in the NHL?
Oh. Well, they're...
white.
A million colors.
But they're white.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you can see the puck. Right? And listen, this is not a defense of Jeremy Swayman. He was not good in the game that he played. But that goal that he let in from center ice that was eerily reminiscent of Nicholas Lidstrom against the Vancouver Canucks many years ago, when he said he couldn't see the puck because the boards were dark, I don't have any problem with that.
Oh, I believe him.
I hate when you watch a game on TV and they use the boards as adverts all the way through. It drives me fucking nuts. It drives me enough nuts when I have to see them static when we're at the rink and we,
Mm-hmm.
But I understand revenue is revenue, and I get that. But the boards were dark. They were dark like our backgrounds here. He lost the NHL rink's 200 feet long, right? So the link's a little short. So say it was for conversation's sake 100 feet away. An NHL goaltender with a clear view of a player couldn't see a puck coming at him 60, 70 miles an hour for 100 feet. Who's the gay art director who decided let's make the boards pretty artistic and dark so the players can't see the puck?
Yeah.
Let alone the danger of players not being able to read, right? Banks, passes, and stuff like that. So they're fucking idiots. And they're such idiots. I don't know if you watched any of the games this morning.
I couldn't, no.
The boards aren't dark anymore.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
Yeah, no.
Well, a similar thing happened to Tommy Salo for Sweden. Oh, man, at least like 20, 25 years ago. It's the same thing. It was similar, and I don't remember if he said he couldn't see the puck or whatever, but he kind of did this like jump thing, and then he ducked his head and it like hit his glove or hit his head or something and went in the net, and it was like Sweden was a favorite and they ended up losing the game because of it. And so there's just been some really random things. I never blame a goaltender. That's what I'm talking about. Goalies have the hardest job in the world, man.
But not only could they not build the fucking rink in time, they decided that they wanted to go with the artsy presentation that, frankly, though I don't want to overplay this, it does put the players at risk. When they can't track the puck the way they've been tracking the puck their entire lives playing with white boards.
Yeah.
Right? They lose, if somebody goes to clear the zone, not even a rim around because they do have the guard down there, but if they bank it higher up, you lose the puck.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of shit I think that wasn't really thought out,
How could it not be thought out? They have one job, produce the fucking Olympics.
Oh, listen. Well, first of all, going back to when they weren't sure if the ice was going to be ready, I knew it was going to be fine. They were just making a mountain out of a molehill. Everybody was wound up. I'm like, they're going to go. But what I'm seeing about other things is some of the fans, they're like, if you don't leave the game before the end of the game, there's 18,000 people waiting for the lack of public transportation. So the rink is not anywhere near public transportation. So someone took a picture of the lineup waiting just to get home, just to get somewhere. They're like, if you want to get to public transportation, you got to walk like an hour. It's out of control. And I think even Jim Sullivan said that it's so hard to get out of there that the players aren't getting to bed till after 1 o'clock in the morning when they play late.
That's what they were saying. The Americans weren't getting back to the village till 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Because it's like the way to get, in and out of there is a shit show. And it's funny because we look at it and go, well, if this was in America, like it's logical, right? But some of the other countries, it's just not the same there. It's just weird. Like, look at Brazil with the Summer Olympics, how like decrepit that place is now.
Have you been to the new rink on Long Island?
No. No.
It's a weird setup. You take the train into Long Island, but then you have to take a shuttle bus to the arena. And then you got to take a shuttle bus from the arena, and they run the whole time. And, by the time we get out of there after, it's a road game, even though they're moving kind of quick, the room is slow. But I could only imagine at the game when there's 10, 15, 17,000 people, because there's nowhere to walk to. I mean, it's literally, it's like if you put it out on the 17th green, at the Players' Champ, it's an island.
Right.
It's way out there. And, I mean, you could probably walk it, but it was a 10-minute shuttle bus ride, so it's got to be mile and a half, 2 miles.
Yeah.
And when the Golden Knights go, it's usually the middle of the winter, so,
The funny thing is what people don't understand is that places like MSG, it's right from the train station. It's right in the subway. So you go into MSG, which is in Manhattan, and you can just scatter. You can get an Uber, you can get a taxi. That's the one thing about these rinks that have their buildings downtown. It seems like a pain in the ass to get there, but you can scatter after. Places like here, fucking easy. You just walk out the door. There's a million places you can go. There's taxis, there's Ubers, there's whatever. Whereas in Florida, we were like, oh, Jesus Christ, we are
swamp.
Follow the mall. You got to take this road to get it. It's an hour to get out of there, right? So the further away from town it is, the harder it is.
Well, we've talked about on multiple episodes about my concern about the injury bug. And I don't want to jinx it, but the LA Kings, bad. Kevin Fiala, second leading scorer on a team that is handicapped to score, is being really kind of polite about how pathetic their offense is. It was Tom Wilson, but to me, it was a fluke play.
It was.
And I think that I was listening to, what's the Kevin that's on the Canadian broadcasts? Oh, Bieksa.
Yeah.
Bieksa was talking about it, where he looked at it and he thought that Fiala saw Wilson coming and he tried to reverse hit and they just got tangled up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of, I think that's, I can process that. I can accept that explanation of it. Boy, I mumbled through that fucker. Wow. But boy, oh boy, terrible. I mean, bad enough that he had surgery in Italy. And he's confirmed not only for the Olympics, confirmed for the rest of the year. And I just read this afternoon, we'll reevaluate him in spring. I mean, I don't know if it was ankle or tibia fibula.
No,
but it was certainly a major enough break.
Here's the thing. It couldn't have been an ankle. It had to have been higher up because, and I'm not a doctor, but first of all, when it happened, everyone was like, but it didn't look as bad. So nobody really knew what was happening. What alarmed me, I think, the most.
Face down on the ice.
He was face down on the stretcher. They didn't even flip him over to put him on the stretcher. And I'm like, that indicates like a hip or a leg or something to me. And I was like, oh my God. And I probably for the first time in his career, like you could tell Tom Wilson felt like shit.
Yeah.
Everybody did. Everybody, both teams. It was horrible. For anybody who didn't watch, like Canada came off the ice and stood there to escort Kevin Fiala off the ice. The whole team did, off the bench. And everybody was just ill about it. And there was 2.5 minutes left. It's like a 5-1 game. And for that to happen, it sucked. And everybody just pretty much got through the last 3 minutes of the game and were like, fuck it. Let's just end this. And there was zero emotion. It was so over. Shitty. Man, did I feel bad. I think everybody in the world does. So I feel worse for Fiala than I do for the Kings. That poor guy, I mean, my God. And for Switzerland too, like that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they were going to make a dent in what's going on in the Olympics, but still, I mean, a terrible accident at a meaningless time, right? It wasn't like it was a 3-2 game or a 3-3 game or they were pressing for a tie or anything like that. It was a random hockey incident, right? But if you ask George Peros, that cocksucker at Department of Player Safety, you probably suspend Wilson for 11 games because
it was weird. It was a weird play. I still haven't really heard.
It was clunky.
Yeah, they just didn't even really hit the boards. I don't think they just kind of flopped around.
So I don't know where the hell we're supposed to go because I did want. I guess we should probably talk about Slovakia mucking up stuff, right?
Oh, I'm telling you, fuck those guys.
I mean, so the quarterfinals are basically set, right? We're ready to go. But if you had Slovakia winning that group on your bingo card, you should have a career in sports betting. And the way that it panned out, arguably the two best teams in the competition, the United States and Canada, have the two most difficult quarterfinals.
I know. Because
I mean, Sweden, Czechia, U.S., Canada. You could easily, with no pushback from anybody that's ever watched hockey, could say that's easily the Final Four. That's the medal round.
Yeah.
But because our friends, the Slovaks, decided to turn this tournament on its head, they actually have an easier route to the medal round. I mean, two legitimate medal contenders are going home tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow, right? Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I guess that's the beauty of the round robin, right?
I mean, it's when you have 3 brackets, it's so weird, right? So there's not enough teams to have a lot of brackets, but there's too many teams to only have a couple.
Right.
Yeah, so they kind of have to break it up. And so if you get that dark horse, there's always that team. It happens every year at the World Juniors. We always make jokes about it. The first day of the World Juniors, there's always an upset. Every single year except this year. There's always an upset. We're like, who's the upset going to be this year? And it's always a team like the friggin' Slovaks. People count them out all the time, but they work hard and they skate and anybody can beat anybody.
And the Slovaks drilled the Swedes and then lost to the Finns? I can't remember.
I can't remember, yeah. And it was something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
Hockey's a funny thing. Like I was talking to somebody on the way here, and on paper and on the ice, Canada has far and away the best team at the Olympics. I mean, their passing, the way they come out of everything Canada does is really, really good. It's the best. But they can be beaten. Just like either way, if the Czechs beat Canada or Sweden beats the U.S., it just is like, okay, yeah, the other team probably played better, but in this instance now, we're in the playoffs. If the Slovaks beat Canada, that would be a little bit more of a shock, right? It's like, okay, the Slovaks won a few games and they won the right game. That's what it was. They won the right game, but it's like, let's be honest. They're not a contender like you were just saying.
They're not a bona fide top 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Right.
But also let's talk about Sweden for a hot minute here. What the fuck are they doing over there? I was talking to one of my friends from back home and he's like, okay, he goes, explain to me why the fuck OEL didn't play. I think he played didn't play at all. Did they bench Ekman Larsson, I think, the first game?
They might have,
sat him, and then somebody else only got one shift, and everybody's like, in Sweden, all the Swedish fans are like, what the hell is going on here? There's just this disconnect there. I was expecting more out of the Swedes and the Finns. I don't know what's going on. Having said that, maybe OEL was hurt a little bit or something. Like Marshy didn't play for Canada for a couple games, but they were saying that he was potentially injured a little bit.
Right.
Okay, that's a little different. Canada's stacked. When you sit Oliver Ekman Larsson, who's arguably one of your best players, best defenseman, like, what are you fucking doing? I don't know. It was weird.
I feel like it had to have been an injury. I don't know. I don't think they get to that level of coaching where they're bench. I mean, it's a mini tournament, right? 3 games in the round robin, 3 to get to the dance. Yeah. 6 gets you home. So
I don't know.
I don't know. I guess, it's the way the ball bounces. But in a perfect world, it shouldn't be stacked like that. And I understand that unlike the NHL, the Olympics reseeds after every round.
Yeah.
So if Canada or the U.S. were to lose tomorrow, the highest ranked team from the prelims, and that's Canada followed by the U.S. because of goal differential.
Mm-hmm.
They restack every round, and I mean maybe that is part of what the difference is. I wouldn't object. I'm a big fan of 1-8 for the NHL and reseeding after every round. You should be rewarded for being the best team. And
correct, I agree.
But this time, I mean, tomorrow is going to be for hockey junkies like us, it's must-see TV, because somebody who doesn't belong in the medal round is going to get in the medal round. Potentially two teams that don't. I mean, it could be Slovak-Finn.
Yeah.
Right? Because two of the big boys are going home tomorrow by midday.
Well, I think the biggest problem is that Sweden and the Czechs ended up in 7th and 8th.
Right.
Which that's the shocking part. Right? That's where we're going, fuck, now we got to play these guys again? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, play stupid games. Here's your stupid prize.
Yeah.
Say hi to Canada.
Yeah, but they, like, Canada can lose to the Czechs. The Czechs are the ones that are shocking that they ended up in 8th, right? I think that's the biggest shock. But I agree with you. I do like the 1-8 system. That's the way it should be. It's hard. You kind of have to use the goal differential, because how else in a short tournament do you decide it? It sucks when the teams have to run up the score like that. But I mean, Canada wouldn't slap 10 on them purposefully, but you have to. You have to score as many goals as possible. It sucks, but that's really...
And it shows the glaring deficiency in the United States.
Well, I mean, sort of, but like, a girlfriend of mine from Florida, her kid plays hockey in Florida, and they were at a tournament in Austin this weekend, and she texts me and goes, a team from Edmonton just beat us 22-1. And she's like, but my kids scored the only goal.
Well, there you go.
And she was laughing. She goes, but the people were so nice and they were whatever. And I'm like, immediately in my head, I was like, it has to be a goal differential tournament, because teams don't do that. They don't run up the fucking score like that. But you have to, and Canada had to in this instance, So it is what it is, and now they're playing the Czechs, and the U.S. has Sweden, and those are the two big games.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's for sure. I think it starts at like 2 a.m. I have no life. I'll probably watch hockey all day tomorrow, get my fill, take care of the cats. This episode's flying by because we don't have much to talk about, so let's get a word in from Dr. John Pierce at Ageless Forever, and we'll be right back and talk a little VGK hockey. I'm back with my good friend Dr. John Pierce, and I want to talk about healing. I had rotator cuff surgery in May. I started a regimen of peptides, things that help enhance and speed up the healing process for recovery. If you don't know what peptides are, you're about to get a short, quick understanding of them and how important it could be for you if you got an upcoming surgery. Let her rip.
So, we use peptides here that are approved coming from U.S. Licensed pharmacies. And be careful, because there's a lot of stuff out on the gray market. That's the stuff you can order on the internet, and you don't know exactly what you're getting. However, what do peptides do? Well, peptides do a lot of different things depending on what we're looking to do. Now we're going to talk about a couple peptides that decrease inflammation and upregulate healing. That is unlike taking an anti-inflammatory medication or a corticosteroid, which decrease inflammation and downregulate healing. So that tissue that you just got repaired, or if you just injured, you want it to heal, and you don't want to make it more prone to further injury. This is where the peptides come in, because they decrease the amount of inflammatory, they're called cytokines, produced by the cells, and they upregulate growth hormone receptors in the connective tissue, thus allowing better healing. So we get the best of both worlds. If you've got an injury and you want to get back quicker, peptides can help. If you're suffering from chronic issues like osteoarthritis, peptides actually can help that as well. If you have orthopedic surgery or any type of surgery that's planned, and you can prepare before and after surgery, your healing time will be better.
This is really important, folks. We're all getting older. We're not healing the way we used to heal. I know for a fact that the regimen of peptides that I take improved my healing and also shortened the time that it's taken me to get better. Pick up the phone, call Ageless Forever, tell the girls that you found the practice through the Hockey Nights in Vegas podcast. Your first consultation with Dr. Pierce is free. Don't you want to get better faster? It's pretty much it. All right, we're back. The VGK is back. Well, not actually, but the Vegas Golden Knights are finally going to don their hockey equipment instead of sunscreen and start practicing on Friday. And it's crazy strange to me. They practice Friday, practice Saturday. They're off on Sunday, but the gold medal game starts at 5 o'clock our time on Sunday. They practice on Monday, and then they practice on Tuesday and fly out because they restart in L.A. On Wednesday. The Golden Knights, in theory, let's see, there is Jack and Noah and 3 Canadians, right?
Sort of, yeah.
Right. So if it goes to chalk and it's U.S. and Canada and the gold medal, there's 5 players who will be done late Sunday afternoon, early Sunday evening with, medal celebrations. They've got to fly across the universe. I mean, I can't see them practicing on Monday.
No,
right? They
won't even be home yet.
They won't even be. That's what I mean. They won't even be home. So they're going to get a half-ass. This is crazy to me. How the restart is going to go. I mean, if things go to chalk and Sweden and Czech are eliminated tomorrow morning, do they fly back and join their teams? I mean, does Hurdle get on the plane and does Anderson get on the plane right away?
I would suspect they do.
Right? I mean, there's no reason for them to be there any longer.
Yeah, like, for example, if you look at the other athletes from the other sports, they don't stay the whole time sometimes. Some of the sports were wrapped up in, the first 2 days.
And they just bounce?
I think some of them stay for a little bit. I think they can stay at the Olympic Village.
Right.
But they don't stay, I don't think, the whole time. I mean, some of them do. Obviously, team sports, it's a little different. But, for example, the women's hockey final is Thursday morning. Maybe they'll stay and watch Sunday, or maybe they'll come home. They can do whatever they want, I think. So I would suspect that, if, let's say, let's be honest, Hurdle's probably coming home at some point before the end of the tournament. Hurdle, for example, he's probably going to try to come home and get his feet underneath him again. I mean,
I think that's what Kelly would want.
That's what I would do if I was Schmid. Fucking Schmid's on the next flight out.
Oh, yeah, he's still going, huh? They're still in. Oh, no.
Imagine?
No, they got drilled today, didn't they?
All I could think of. There was one point where he was facing down Mitchie and Mark Stone, and I was like, first of all, that's Canada's third line. He's probably shitting his pants there. Can you imagine when they put McKinnon up with McDavid and Celebrini? You could tell Schmid was just getting fucking drilled. But he made that fucking 6 Scorpion save.
Yeah.
That was cool. But anyway, I would suspect, those guys are probably going to come back. Connor McDavid actually went over a day early to get an extra day advantage on the time zone. That guy is possessed. But I think they would probably just come home. What's the point of loafing around Italy for a couple more days? I don't know. I don't know there's probably conversation prior.
I would think so, but it seems so forced to me. I mean, we'll see. I mean, the big news Friday is who the hell's going to be there.
Yeah.
Right? We know which coach is going to run the practice. We know all of those others. We know all that stuff. But we have to talk about the Golden Knights because this is, in theory, a Golden Knights podcast at some point. The injury bug. I mean, listen, I think you told me in text you're not going to be able to make practice Friday, so I'll be the reporter on the scene to see who the hell's there and who's not there. And unfortunately, the coach who will probably be running the practice is very quiet. We're not getting.
Yeah. Even we probably won't even get coach availability.
No, you have to.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. And I can't remember. It was the guy who was a coach in New Jersey. Nicest guy, but just super quiet when he does his media, right? He ain't Bruce.
For us?
Yeah.
Vegas?
Yeah, John.
Oh, yeah. John, oh my God. What? See, now you've got the my-itis.
Yeah. John Habibulin.
Oh my God, I can picture him.
Yeah, him. He runs the practice. Sorry, coach.
Oh my God.
Promise. I'm embarrassed.
I can name every other coach, and for some reason, his name is just eluding me.
So he runs the practice, and he's super quiet. So we're not getting really. It's going to have to be what we see, not what we hear. With Bruce, it's what we see and what we hear. Because we ask Bruce answers.
Bruce has a little more autonomy, though, at this stage of the game. So
all the autonomy.
Right. So right now, it's kind of like you're not getting any answers out of injuries out of us.
But McNabb, they said, is closest. Apparently, Brett Howden's wife just had the baby. I saw some pictures on social media.
Awesome.
And everybody seems to be happy and in order and everything like that. For all I know, Carlson could still be in Sweden. We got nothing. Got nothing on Saad, nothing on Carter Hart, nothing on we got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was reading that other teams are calling up a bunch of their AHL players just so they can have enough people to practice. I don't know if the Golden Knights have done that yet. A couple clubs I saw have done it yet. But they have no time to get into the groove. None. These guys are, the prevailing theory is it takes 1 day for each hour of time change difference in recovering from time change. So it's 8 hours to Milan, right? These guys got to go balls to the wall, in theory, 48 hours after coming back. They're not going to know their ass from the fucking hole in the ground when they get on the plane to L.A. Tuesday afternoon.
Well, if you look at it like this, VGK is going to L.A. and then they're going out to the East Coast. So it's like
it's a mess.
It's a quick. My guess is anybody on VGK who plays in the gold medal game will not be playing in that game in LA. I doubt they're going to play them.
So you're telling me if it's the U.S. and Canada, the Golden Knights are going to go without Stone, Marner, Theodore, Jack, and Hannafin.
But if you're looking at, like, let's say it was Hurdle, he might not play. You know what I mean? But obviously they're going to have to play somebody, right? But
they're not giving up 2 points to a division opponent, missing 5, in theory, healthy but tired players.
Yeah, I mean,
they can't. But that takes me to this trip. There's no cupcakes on this route. I mean, they got about as hard to go first 5, plus being on the road and going over the East Coast and then back to the East Coast and then back in the course of 8 or 9 days. It's the Kings, the Caps, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and the Red Wings. There ain't an easy game in there, right? The Kings are probably the easiest game because Washington's in it up to their ears. Pittsburgh is still in it, to the surprise of, well, certainly this commentator and a whole bunch of people. Buffalo was not arguably, them and Tampa, the hottest team in the NHL going into the Olympics. And then the Red Wings, second in their division, playing for a playoff berth for the first time in 10 years. The schedule maker was not kind to the Golden Knights in this trip. And as precarious as their lead is, 4 points in a game over Edmonton, I'm concerned about this week. If they don't find something right away, they're going to be chasing it, not just in the game, but they're going to be chasing it in the standings.
I don't disagree. It's going to be tough, but I mean, I think at this stage of the season, you're just taking it one game at a time, right? It's like, let's just get through the Kings game, because you got to look at it like this. So these guys come back, all of the Olympians we just listed. They come back and they play in LA, and then they go back to the West Coast or the East Coast, and they're playing out there, and they're going to get burned out. Someone's going to get injured because they're playing too much. They're going to get burned out. They're not going to, if you don't fully recover and you're just running on dead legs, you're screwed. So they're going to have to sit somebody at some point and give them a break. You can't just plow through, which doesn't bode well.
I think maybe they sit one of them in each of the next 5 games?
I mean, maybe. Like, they could. It's not the stupidest thing they could do. It's just going to depend on how guys are feeling, right? Some guys do better with travel and jet lag than others.
Right.
You know, we talk about guys that play on the West Coast that have to go to the East Coast and adapt to that time change there. You're playing at this time versus the other way. You know, guys that live on the East Coast that come play out here are playing at 10 o'clock at night their time. I talk to so many guys in hockey that say the time zone doesn't bother them. They don't care. They can easily adapt. This is bigger than 3 hours, right? So, but, you know, I don't know. Like, some of the guys can sleep on the plane. Like, let's be honest, the team that wins is going to be a lot more tired than the team that loses. Good chance.
Good chance to be a couple of pops on the plane. And
yeah, so, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be tough. But like you said, they come back, they go to fucking LA, then they turn around, then they go to what? Like, everybody, they could have done this a lot differently.
25 games, 50 days. They have 2 days off, one time in March and one time in April, I think. Other than that,
yeah, it's a lot.
Right? It's either every other or back to back, then a day off, and 3 and 4. And there's just it's a lot.
It's too much.
It's I mean, these people are the most well-conditioned athletes in the world, and it's too much. It's crazy too much. I was talking to Jeff Sharples, former NHL player, does a broadcast for the Golden Knights sometimes with defensemen, 10, 12 years in the league. He made the smartest point ever. Cut the exhibition season down to 2 games, if not every year, at least on Olympic years, start the fucking season 2 weeks earlier. Who gives a shit, right? Don't do this to these athletes because there's going to be a major injury, right? And it's going to be easily blamable on fatigue and this insanity of this 82 games squished in with 3 weeks off for the Olympics. NHL players, it's not like the old days when I was a kid when they used to come to camp to get in shape, right? That's how, I mean, party all summer, get your legs in camp. These people come almost game speed ready when they get to camp. Otherwise, they get cut. So start the fucking season. They're going to add 2 games to the regular season next year. Start the season 2 weeks earlier. Have 1 exhibition game for the kids to see if you need people for your roster, and 1, maybe 2, where you can split your veterans to just get them half-ass game speed, and let's just go. If you start the season on September 14th instead of October 4th, 5th, 6th, that's 12 rest days. That's practice days. That's rehab days. I don't know. It bothers me, and it makes me unsettled.
Well, okay. So I said, too, right away, they should have started this season 1 week early. However, we're dealing with the creme de la creme of intelligence that's running the league. The problem is...
It took you this long to get back to Bettman?
Yeah.
40 minutes in, you decided you wanted to light them up?
This is what I talked about, I don't know, last time or the week before. They never should have had the 4 nations last year. They had Edmonton and Florida. The season gets pushed back. The first year that Florida won the Stanley Cup, I think it was June 30th. There was only 90 days.
To camp.
Yeah, that's insanity. And then you pushing. So not only, here's part of the problem too, the Stanley Cup playoffs, we'll play this day, then we're going to have 2 days off in between, then we're going to play, then we're going to have 2 more days off in between. I understand if it's travel, but why are you having 2 days off when a team's at home? Play one night, take the night off, play another night. They stretch the Stanley Cup finals out 2.5 weeks. It's ridiculous. It should be bang, bang, bang.
It should be home, off, home, 2 days, visitor, off, visitor.
Well,
2 days going back, and then.
It's like, listen, they're like, it's the furthest we've ever traveled from Florida to Edmonton. Like, fuck off. It's not like you went to Italy and came back and had to play. It's a 6-hour flight instead of 5.5. Get over it. You do it in the regular season. I understand the playoffs, you're tired, and it's the Stanley Cup final. It's different. Again, I don't mind if there's an extra day of travel because things can happen. Florida was something weird. I remember Florida had an issue like last year. Like they couldn't get there. Okay, I get it. I don't want them flying overnight. It's not fair. But at the end of the day, like this is why the season gets pushed into the summer, and then you can't push the season up to September because it's pushed so long. So if they would have not done the Four Nations, they took 2 weeks off for that, ran those guys into the ground, knowing the Olympics were coming up. Why would you do that? They're still trying to catch up on the calendar from COVID. Everything got pushed then because they had to squeeze it all in. Why?
Because your friend Gary Bettman is the commissioner.
I swear to fucking God, that guy just cannot figure it out. Like, how is it that every single person I talk to north of the border is like, this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen? And yet Gary Bettman's like, doop-a-doo, let's do this. And every player, every staff member that travels with the team, think about any of our staff, friends, the trainers, what? These people are run into the ground.
Why couldn't they got this Sarina when we started this?
Because
episode?
I don't give a fuck about the Bettman thing because it's stupid.
All right.
But like, for example, trainers will put in 15-hour days.
16-hour days.
On a game day.
Yeah.
Like, they
got to get them ready, got to get them through, and then got to get them rehabbed after.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. And that's at home. On the road, they got to get up. Oh, they might have a skate, so they got to get on the bus. So 3 guys can go fucking skate, and then they got to go. It's out of control. People don't realize how hard it is on these people. And the players and stuff, it's stupid. It's like, but let's put more teams in the league so we can have more games every season.
Yeah, Atlanta. That's a great city for hockey. Oh, my
fucking God.
But we're not going to do that because we promised ourselves we would do a short episode. So I was thinking about the ticket giveaway.
Okay.
And these episodes, they're struggling a little bit because there's not a lot of content. So I was thinking that today should be the last day for the ticket giveaway, but I think we should give them one more.
Yeah, let's give them one more.
Let's give them one more when the VGK are back in action and we're back to our full superpowers and not filling a lot of air. But now that you have 2 weeks, you still have 2 more opportunities to enter the ticket giveaway. 2 tickets to the game, lunch at the El Dorado Cantina before the game. Sarina will wear a blindfold and not watch you get your lap dance. And that's open to either gender. It doesn't matter who wins. Lap dances are not.
Depends who wins. I might give one. Even Mateus is fucking jazzed up.
I don't know. I don't know where to go with that. There's a possibility you might get a lap dance. And I think I should probably just end the episode right there.
You know who's going to laugh the hardest at this? So my dad watches all of our episodes. He will be peeing himself listening to this conversation. He'd be the last person that would think I would actually do it.
Well, right now, I know that there's one person who's about 3/4 chubbed. Jason in Red Deer.
Oh, no.
Jason in Red Deer wants to win the prize more now than he's ever wanted to win the prize.
Jason and I are friends. No. Jason's a normal human being. He is. He's not like that. Jason's a good dude.
Okay, so you got to like the podcast. You got to subscribe to the podcast. You got to comment tickets. We'll make the drawing in 2 weeks after the Golden Knights got 4, 5, 6 games in there. It's going to be quite the time. The food's delicious. My friend Martine Jordan over at the El Dorado Cantina always takes care of us. And holy shitballs, dude, a lap dance from Sarina? I'm putting in tickets in the comments section. This guy right here.
I did have one more segment.
Okay, let's do one more segment.
Our rapid fire.
Okay.
So it's going to be a little more involved. It won't be quite so rapid fire.
It's going to require me thinking.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
I'm still stuck on lap dance from Sarina, but okay, I'll try.
Okay. So I came up with an idea to ask you, and we'll just go back to the 80s.
For fuck's sake. Okay.
Well, no. So I was going to ask you, like, through the different decades, what is your favorite hockey memory in the 80s?
Oh, it has to be Lake Placid in 1980.
And it doesn't have to be Olympics. It could be NHL. But, okay.
No, it has to be because I was 16 in 1980. And the United States, when they were going through their tryout process. There was 3 tryouts in the United States. One of the 3 tryouts in the United States was at my home rink in Oak Park. And I was too young. I was only 14, so we couldn't even try out. But there were a couple kids who were seniors got to skate with the Olympians, and most of the Olympians who won the gold medal skated in my home rink as a kid. So that's
cool. That's cool.
So that would be that.
What about the 90s?
I don't remember the 90s. I can tell you from 79.
Okay, 79.
Gordie Howe and Wayne Gretzky in the All-Star game at Joe Louis Arena.
Okay. Look at that.
How about that?
Yeah, that's a good one. I was going to do the 70s, and then I'm like, he's probably going to complain he doesn't remember. Clearly you do.
I remember a lot about the 70s. The Red Wings were awful.
Yeah.
And it was 3 channels, so there was there was none of this stuff. So the Red Wings were so bad that when Mr. Ilitch bought the team, they used to have to give away a car every single game just to get people in the barn. They were the Dead Wings.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Ilitch comes, and then Stevie Yzerman and all of that other stuff. So my 80s into 90s would be the dynasty of the Red Wings 4 cups. The saddest moment, obviously, is the accident after the cup with Konstantinov and losing the masseuse, Manatsakanov, and all of that other stuff. The rivalry with the Colorado Avalanche.
That would be the 90s.
Yeah, I mean,
so you're just naturally rolling through.
That
2000s.
The rivalry with the Avalanche was the best hockey. It was blood sport, right? It made the Battle of Alberta seem like a 7-0.
No, me.
The quality of hockey between the Red Wings and the Avalanche through that period of years was far superior than the level of hockey that's ever been. Now, the rivalry may have been more intense between the 2 teams, but the level of hockey in the Avalanche Red Wings rivalry far surpassed that. I hate the Colorado Avalanche so bad, so much now, 30 years later, and I tell this to people. We see Joe Sakic in the elevator, and he's the nicest guy in the fucking world. I still want to punch him in the head because he played for the Avs. I can't help it because it's so ingrained. As much as you hate Calgary, I hate Colorado.
No, there's no way.
And I've been here 36 years.
I grew up. The thing is, though, is like when I came out of the womb, the second you're an Oiler fan, you hate the Calgary Flames. Like it is just this.
But the Red Wings didn't have that. My formative.
That's what I'm saying.
My formative youth, the Red Wings didn't have any rivalries because they sucked.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So my first natural rivalry was Colorado.
Yeah, but it happened. You didn't come. I don't remember like not hating Calgary. You know what I'm saying? Granted, Colorado didn't even have a team when you were growing. Like not the Avalanche as they sit right now.
Yeah, they were the Kansas City Scouts. I think.
So they were Quebec.
They were Quebec and then Kansas City.
So,
but
anyway. They didn't have they had the Rockies. But
so I covered the 90s.
Anything else after that? Anything exciting that you're like, yeah, this is a cool hockey memory?
Well, I saw the Red Wings win the Cup, and then so I've seen 2. Watching Pavel Datsyuk play in person was just, they call him the Magic Man, and he was, for an undersized guy, he was unbelievable. There's no question of what a superior talent he was. I mean, I got to see Sergei Fedorov. I mean, I got to see the dynasty in my era. I mean, I grew up toward the end of the Red Wings dynasty in the 60s with Gordie Howe and Alex Delvecchio, and I have memories of going to Olympia Stadium and watching those Red Wings play. But as a more grown-up person, watching them win, watching the rivalry. And then, this Golden Knights thing has been just the greatest revelation. I was perfectly content watching every Red Wings game on DirecTV. But now, my adopted hometown has won a Stanley Cup. I got to walk on the ice after they won the Stanley Cup. I got to share as much as journalists, writers, media people share it. But I was offered the Stanley Cup by one of the players who we interviewed. My friend Joe Payne and I interviewed Paul Cotter, and he asked me if I wanted to hold the cup, and I was like, no, and he's like, no worries. So, listen, I'm blessed. I've been around the game a long, long time.
So just for the record, so people don't understand, the rule is if you don't win the Stanley Cup, you don't touch it. First of all, let's go back. When you're a kid, it's a jinx. If you touch the Stanley Cup, it's a jinx. You'll never win the Stanley Cup.
Right.
But even as an adult, as a female, I think we talked about this, I will never touch. I did not earn it. And I remember my first year in the U.S., Anaheim won the Stanley Cup, and Ryan Getzlaf is from where I'm from. And my ex-in-laws were like, yay, we won the Stanley Cup. And I'm like, you don't give a fuck, but whatever. All right. So we were watching a baseball game, and Ryan and somebody else had taken the Stanley Cup to Angel Stadium, to the baseball game. They're up in the broadcast booth. And the Angels play-by-play announcer grabbed the cup and hoisted it. And I lost my fucking mind. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You don't get to hoist the Stanley Cup. And I was freaking out. And my in-laws were like, what the are you like, okay? And I was like, this is fucking bullshit. This is why you guys don't deserve to win this, because you don't fucking understand this. Fast forward, Ryan took his cup back to Saskatchewan for the day. Ryan Getzlaf took it back to Saskatchewan for the day, and he had it in Regina. And we were watching his day with the cup, and I was with them. And Ryan says on the thing, he goes, the only rule is you can't lift it over your head. And I turned and looked at them, and I go, do you fucking see now? Let me tell you something. The amount of people in Florida that have hoisted the Stanley Cup, I'm like,
thousands probably. Every Tom, Dick, and fucking Harry.
Oh my fucking God. I can't. I've never touched it. I've seen it multiple times. I've never touched it.
It's been closer to me than you are sitting across the table.
I can't. It's not mine to touch. I didn't win it. Listen.
We're both fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs,
but
it is.
Right,
it was ingrained to us since the beginning.
But here's the deal, and I'll end on this. This is why I'm the way I am, because I'm a hockey traditionalist. That's why, because everyone in Canada's like that. You don't have to tell a Canadian. A Canadian doesn't pick up the cup and hoist it. Ryan Getzlaf was telling the little kids. He wasn't telling the adults. He was telling the little kids. The only thing you can't do is lift it. You don't want them to get hurt, right? But like, people just know that shit. And then they think I'm crazy. I'm like,
well, you're a little crazy, but it's acceptable.
Yeah, but fucking whatever. Here we are.
All right. Done.
Go Canada.
Well, next week, somebody might have bragging rights, or we'll both be sitting here with mud on our face. If it's
right off.
If it's
one of the two.
If it's Czech Sweden for the gold, we're going to sit here and fucking.
One of the two or both of us is going to be violent, although I'll probably be worse. If we lose, I will be really pissed off.
Well, I'm looking forward to next week's episode. Don't forget to subscribe. We like that. Thanks to Mateus and his alter ego Bjorn. Baby Bjorn for all of this fine content we produce here at OUTBOX Media. And I'm done.
Me too.
All right, we're out of here. See you next week.